Hey guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, we will be covering the Chicago Convention and we'll be taking it over from where we left off last time. So the last time we left it at Article 4. If you remember, article is like, uh, basically topics which they discuss, in this case related to aviation. And basically it is kind of put into documents, and those are articles basically. So today we'll be covering articles 5 to 10, and it basically covers flight over territory of contracting states. Contracting states or states in general is referred to as countries. So we remember that there are 193 members of the ICAO, and contracting states are all these members that are put together, and all these members which are basically a part of ICAO is a contracting state with each other. Basically they are in a contract with each other, you can say. So flight over territory of contracting states, article 5 to 10. Article 5 states right of non-scheduled flight. Now non-scheduled flight and scheduled flight, if there are perfect definitions for that, and we'll be covering that in another chapter or in another video. But scheduled is basically flights that have a schedule, right? So every morning, let's say the 7 a.m. flight from Bombay to Delhi is scheduled, and the schedule cannot be broken, right? Uh, and non-schedule is something like a private jet, private aircraft that fly from, let's say, A to B, and there's no fixed timings. It is as per let's say VIP requirements, medical requirements, etc. So Article 5 is talking about right of non-scheduled flight. It states that although the operations of scheduled aircrafts are restricted under Article 5, aircraft engaged in non-scheduled flights enjoy the right to fly into or across the territory of another state. So they are saying that scheduled flights, we'll talk about it in a while, but non-scheduled flights, they are saying that they can fly to another territory, they can fly to another country in this particular case, and they can also make stops. It says that and to make stops for non-traffic purposes. Non-traffic purposes basically means that you cannot carry passenger for hire, you cannot make money out of it. And however, the state flown over has the right to require the non-scheduled flight to land and to follow prescribed routes or obtain special permission for such flights. So they are also saying that all the rules of the country, let's say an aircraft is flying from India to let's say America. So the aircraft that is going to land in America has to follow the rules of America, and while they're landing they have to take all the permissions necessary and all those things. Now when it comes to hire, you will understand, or when it comes, now your question would be that they cannot make money, then how are they going? So further you will kind of realize that when we read through another articles, we'll realize that if a permission has been taken, it is possible to fly for hire, right? But in this particular case, Article 5, they're basically saying that non-scheduled flights can fly from one country to the other, but it has to be for non-hire purpose or not to make money, but they have to abide by all rules of the country they are flying to, right? Scheduled. Now Article 6 is scheduled air services, right? No scheduled international air service may be operated over or into the territory of a contracting state except with the special permission or other authorization of that state and in accordance with the terms of such permission or authorization. So this is quite simple. They're basically saying that in case of a scheduled aircraft that is flying into another country, they cannot fly unless a permission has been obtained, and of course they have to follow all the rules of the country that they are flying to. Now Article 7 is something that is really important. It is sabotage, and it basically, sabotage, if you kind of research about it online, it is basically the right of a country to basically operate an aircraft in its territory for hire, or letting another country operate in its territory for hire. So, and it goes the other way around too. They can also stop, let's say India can stop, let's say Pakistan from flying into our territory. So that is sabotage, right? So it says each contracting state shall have the right to refuse permission to the aircraft of another contracting state to take on its territory passengers, mail, and cargo carried for remuneration or hire and destined for another point within its territory. Each contracting state undertakes not to enter into any arrangements which specially grant or any such privilege on an exclusive basis to any other state or any other airline of any other state, and not to obtain any such exclusive privilege for any other state. So basically they're just saying that, let's say India's territory. Now India can stop another country from flying into its territory and landing at, let's say, India can stop a Pakistani airline or any other country's airline from coming into, let's say, Delhi, pick up the passengers from Delhi and land at Bombay, and make money out of it, for example. And also, this all has to be under the umbrella of ICAO, and India cannot just make exclusive arrangements with Pakistan or any other countries just like that, right? Everything has to be, you know, in agreement with the members and the ICAO. Right. Now, Article 8 is pilotless aircraft. These days, pilotless aircraft basically means drones, and whatever the definition of drones is these days. But no aircraft capable of being flown without a pilot shall be flown without a pilot over the territory of a contracting state without special authorization by that state and in accordance with the terms of such authorization. Each contracting state undertakes to ensure that the flight of such aircraft without a pilot in regions open to civil aircraft shall be so controlled as to obviate danger to civil aircraft. So they are saying that, let's say you are flying a drone in another country, you have to take permission from them. And also, if you're flying in a controlled airspace basically means where other aircrafts are flying, it should not cause danger to those aircrafts, and also it should have prior permission, and it should be controlled basically, right? So that it does not, uh, you know uh, pose danger to any other aircraft or its passengers, right? Article 9, prohibited areas. Each contracting state may, for reasons of military necessity or public safety, restrict or prohibit uniformly the aircraft of other states flying over certain areas of its territory. So India has a few prohibited areas. It is mentioned on the DGCA website, and other countries leave other countries' aircrafts. Even our aircrafts, civil aircrafts, are not generally allowed to fly over prohibited areas unless prior permission, of course, is taken. But in this particular case, Article 9 is prohibited areas, and prohibited areas are prohibited. Simple as that. Article 10, landing at customs airport. The state can require the landing to be made at a designated customs airport, and similarly, departure from the territory can be required to be from a designated customs airport. So basically, India, for example, can ask another country's airline to land at an airport where there is customs services or customs clearance. And this is basically done when the country is that the country's airlines who is supposed to come and land at our country is in doubt. Let's say there are a lot of allegations of smuggling or things like that. In that particular case, they are kind of forced to land at an airport where there is customs. So India, most of the bigger airports has customs. Let's say if you choose a smaller airport, there is no customs. Let's say, for example, you are landing at an airport like Lengpui, which is in Mizoram. it does not have customs, right? So an airline coming, let's say from a foreign state, cannot come and land at Mizoram unless a permission has been obtained, right? So that was article 5 to 10, and these are kind of important articles. You should know this. And that's it, guys. I will be covering the next 5 in the next video. Happy landings. Cheers.